everybody. Clearly, I'm Julie Murphy, and I normally do this live on my author page, which is just Awaken with Julie, Julie Murphy author. But the challenge is Facebook won't let me do that today, so it's now on my personal, and that's okay. So for those of you who aren't aware, I do this awakening series. I wrote a book called Awaken Your Wealth, and the thing is, your money is actually just the result of everything else happening in your life. Because what we do is we either work things out or we act it out, and we do it through our health, through our money, and through our relationships. So I have Awaken Your Health every Monday night with my buddy Nam. So Nam, tell everybody about yourself.
I am Nam, and also known as the spiritual bodybuilder, and I talk about astrology, energy, fitness, and health, and everything that has to do with that. So we go on the side of health and wealth and combine the two together. So you guys can go ahead and ask questions and see what's going on and find out, what's going on in your world, and, maybe seek some guidance further for what's going on. And believe me, there is a ton of stuff going on. There's so much change happening right now. It's so deep. It's a little mind-boggling right now.
Yeah, and some people may not be aware, but like we have to understand that everything is vibration and everything is energy. Yes. And then there's this, like, I don't care if you call it the universe or God or whatever.
Word.
In my opinion, it's all the same stuff, and it's just all kind of, mishmashed. And so we can't get hung up on semantics. It's about the fact that there is this energy or this force or this whatever you want to call it. My mom would say that's God and the Holy Spirit because she's uber religious. Right. Most Gen X's and millennials will call it the universe, because we don't really hook into the religion piece of it. But you know what? I really think it's all the same thing. And and I think one of the biggest things around is the fact that we have to realize that our personal vibration attracts money to us, and it attracts whatever health you have going on. And when this whole COVID thing started to unpack, that's when Nam and I had decided to start talking about how we are integrating our health and our wealth, and how is it hurting or helping, and where are you at, and what are you doing, and how can you get to a better place in your life. And you have the extra little added benefit of actually adding the astrology component in there, because astrology, when you read my chart, I was like, holy bejesus, like it just really made a whole lot of things make sense to me, particularly like when you did mine and my ex-husband's next to each other to see like why things turned out the way that they did, and then how to make it really great now post everything, and work in process, right? And just
always
like
is.
Everybody else is these
always
days.
is, yeah, right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and we are moving into, this energy. It just seems to be like a lot of people, I think, are in this place where like, let's just like wait for things to go back to normal, right?
They're not going back to normal.
There's no such thing as normal.
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope.
And so we are reconfiguring or rewiring what normal means in our own being, in our own DNA. And right now, especially because we have Saturn and Pluto basically standing still in the sky, it's basically saying like, all right, it's all percolating. And the equinox is tomorrow. So we have all this energy that is just sitting on the surface, waiting to go somewhere. And as it's sitting there, you may want to run from it. It's uncomfortable, okay? But you have to learn how to just
uncomfortable
deal with it.
Yeah.
Because if you're not still with it, then you're not going to learn a lesson. And then it's because energy cannot create or destroy it. It just moves, right? It transforms.
Yeah, Einstein proved that energy is neither created nor destroyed. It only changes form.
Right. So you're either going to stuff it down or you're going to release it. So in stuffing it down, what does stuffing it down mean? Numbing it out, distraction, indecision, confusion. All right. What is releasing?
That's true.
Right. Releasing it will be sitting in meditation, allowing yourself to feel it and not judging it, not being, having emotion towards it, just being in a place of neutrality, like listening to your body, listening to your environment, what's going on around you. If your body is telling you, hey, dude, you need to fucking chill out and relax and just, you know, then you need to chill out and relax. And typically speaking, right now, especially because of the Mars retrograde, whatever energy is like whatever is going on for you right now, it's basically telling you to do the opposite of everything that is you normally do.
Right. Well, and I always like to use myself as a great example because I believe that the more transparent and open I am, that opens up for other people to heal. And
Yeah.
I figure God gave me this gift to gab in some reason, so I might as well use it to everybody's advantage.
Right.
But
Yeah.
so as an example, like I have recently, you know, been challenged with some things with my kids and things of that nature. And what I'm realizing is that when I just take a step back and be like, you know what, it's all in perfect alignment. But my mentally, it's like, holy crap, like that's a lot. That's, you know, a lot going on. And how can I do this and run my company and do this and do that? And really, what it all boils down to is that if you don't accept whatever rises in your life, no matter how obnoxious that may be, you actually then create a suffering cycle. And that's then whether the suffering cycle is you're spending a bunch of money because you're emotionally trying to process and now you have all this debt and you wind up with a spending hangover, or, you know, in your world, you know, people are sitting there, then they're, you know, eating whatever they know that their gut can't process.
Yep.
And then
let's have a cheat day.
What's that?
Let's have a cheat day. The infamous cheat day, which I like in the fitness industry, everybody knows, hey, you know, I can't, like, it's like they starve themselves from a place of lack, all getting to this cheat day. The whole cheat day idea is such a freaking, it's such a scam. It's ridiculous. Don't buy it. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. You know, when you're going towards something, you want to make sure that you are going to it whole, from a place of empowerment, not from a place of fear or like anger or being like, I know when I was competing in bodybuilding, right? When I first started, I was like, all right, I'm going to get it. I'm going to not eat anything. And I'm going to lift 3 times a day. And I'm going to, you know, just train and pose, and just go. And that worked. It did for a couple years until my body completely broke down and was like, now what are you going to do? You basically used all reserves, all resources. And we're collectively coming into this point where, energetically speaking, we've used all our resources. We're at that 0 point where we've got to center ourselves now, or else we're going to go way out of balance. And it's no coincidence that right now we're getting ready to head into Libra season, which is, you know, about balance, right? So all these things, all this energy that's percolating, you know, like, so if that is what you tend to do, where you just emotionally eat, or you emotionally spend, or you emotionally, I don't know, distract yourself from however it is that you do it.
Right.
You really need to sit down and take a look at that. Like,
well, and it's about the fact that you can't approach anything in life anymore from the push energy. Like, I'm just going to do this for a little while. I'm going to shove myself in. No. It's the message we've heard for all these years of you have to just shift from a lifestyle perspective. Like, you have to decide, you know, that, you know what, I just really don't want a spending hangover anymore, or I don't really actually want to carry the excess weight on my body, or whatever that is for you. It's stopping you from being the greatest version of yourself. Right. And go ahead.
Sometimes the best, because we do live in a like an overly sympathetic dominant state, right? What I mean by that is we do live in a go get it kind of, you know, humanity. Like, that's how our collective consciousness has been running for as long as we've known it. So that's what we've been taught, subconsciously and consciously. So we are really retraining our, like, the foundation of our wiring in our DNA to slow down and to keep still. But, you know, no matter how much you practice it, there's always more to learn, to practice, to work through, because essentially we are all connected at the core. And that's why, you know, many people, the more sensitive you are to energy, the more that you're feeling this. And this is where we really have to take a step back and look at how we are approaching what we're doing. And you're not going to have a whole lot of, get up and go. Actually, right now, if it ain't right for you, you're going to have no get up and go. You're either going to force it and really hurt yourself, or you're just going to surrender and sort of just float through it.
Right.
One of two ways.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more on that, because I'm even watching like people with their jobs and things, because remember, it acts out in multiple different ways.
Yeah.
And I'm even finding people who are in these jobs that they are just not happy. And I'm just like, does it giggle for you to go to work? And they're like, giggle?
Does it make you giggle?
I talked to somebody today and they were just like, well, I'm not really sure if I want to get, so she's asking for a separation, but I kind of think it's divorce. And I go, well, which one makes you giggle more? And he had this shit ass grin on his face. He goes, divorce? I go, well, then that's the right answer. Like, but we have all this shame and blame and guilt and judgment around what that means. And I said, the key is, maybe she said separation because she's not the income earner in the household and she doesn't know how she's going to live, and she doesn't know how that's going to work. And you're the one that sold the business and she just knows you guys have $10 million, right? But, and she knows you earned most of that while she was having her crystal shop on Etsy, and there's all these dynamics that happen with people that you just don't know. Like, you just don't, it's really interesting as I watch people unpack this stuff, but your heart actually really knows what the right answer is.
It really does.
And that's why I tell people, I keep it as simple as like, does it make you giggle? Because, and men get the shit ass grin on their face. Women giggle, right? Like, that's the difference.
Okay. But what if in the circumstance of, like, there is no giggle? It's like you're choosing.
Neither one of those are a good option.
Then what do?
You wait until, because to me, at that point, you don't have all the information.
Okay.
Find your giggle.
Find your giggle. Find your giggle. That's the message. Hell yeah. Find your giggle. And try to do it just like Julie.
Well, that might be a challenge.
that laugh makes me laugh. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh man. Yeah, but you know what? I just figure, and it's not that everyone's always like, well, your life's just working out, Joel. No, I got some piles of poop around, but it's like, what do you do about it? Right? Like, I really feel that life is about what you choose to focus on.
Absolutely.
And if you choose to focus on the things that are not going right in your life, well, then that's what you're going to create more of. If you're focusing on things you want to create more of, then that's what you will create. And
that's being like highlighted in all of our lives right now with these energies going on in the universe.
Hence, like, find your giggle.
Is find your giggle. Like, so when you're in the middle of all that big pile of shit, you gotta just laugh at it.
Yes.
Like, I was actually talking to my friend Krista earlier. You just gotta laugh at it. Like, you're in this place, you feel stuck, you feel trapped. Well, whatever.
Though, what we don't realize is that this trap that we feel like we're in is what we are choosing.
Right.
You're choosing. People will tell me, no, this happened with my job and this happened with this. I know, no. You chose to stay in that job. You chose not to make other decisions. You chose to stay in that marriage. You chose, and not good or bad, but then you can't complain. Well, you could, but complaining about something that you chose to not do anything about, because not doing something is a choice.
Right.
And I think we're really being pressed to make a choice to align with your heart and soul and not with anything else, even if it means disappointing people along the way of those roles that you've played for years. Because I tell everybody, don't follow your heart and soul, and I guarantee you're going to get sick at some juncture. You're going to have a health crisis on your hands, and then people start to shift. And I ran into that when I almost died on the operating table having my last child. Oof. It was just like, you know what? I came back different. I wound up with that crisis because what it was is I wasn't addressing the things in my marriage that weren't in alignment with my heart and soul. You know,
Absolutely.
and call it, you know, I've had men wind up with prostate cancer, women come up with breast cancer, and
Yeah.
you name it, you know, or if you're supporting everybody in your life except for yourself, your lower back goes out, you know, like there are physical signs of your body screaming at you saying self-care, self-love, self-care, self-love.
So true. So true.
You know, we're on a physical body perspective. Where do you see things pop up for people?
Oh man.
Besides
Everywhere. It's like you said, it's all and I wrote about this in my book. It all depends on what it is that you're suppressing. Collectively speaking, though, we are going through an up leveling in our root chakra, right? Learning how to feel safe and secure in our own skin, in our own body, in our own mind. And that is where a lot of stuff is coming up from. And from the root chakra, if that's out of balance, then essentially everything else is going to be out of balance, because that is where, like, you need to have that foundation. It's like setting the foundation of a house, right? We have to have the foundation set properly. If not, everything else is going to crumble. And that's really been what this year has been about. And right now we are sort of, I'm calling it like sort of the beginning of the end of this year, but really of this age as well. Because this next October, November, and December are going to be like, it's going to be like the last purge of the last bit of all this energy from the entire age of Pisces. Once December.
And for those of you who don't know that, that's the last 2,000 years.
Yes. So that's why so many people are waking up. That's why so many people are feeling this stuff, is because all this stuff's coming up and everybody's like, wait, what the hell's going on? Where's all this coming from? What am I feeling? Why am I feeling this? And so and it can be incredibly disorienting and confusing, right? Like, why? What the hell's going on?
That's so true.
Right? So like the disorientation, like if you're just standing there, that's going to show my age here, but back in the day, like on Nintendo, we had Mike Tyson's Punch Out, right? We had this guy called
Here there wasn't ColecoVision.
Popinski, and he used to do this thing where he would just like be like for like 2 minutes straight, and then you just hit him in the head and bam, knock him out. Like, we're kind of in that place, but we're like that in order to be able to crack open that shell of energy, and that pain you're feeling in your body, that imbalance that you're feeling in your mind, that is the imbalance of the energy that's trying to release, and it doesn't want to be suppressed anymore.
So from a physical body perspective, what are some recommendations you can make for people to start to release that?
So I would say, you know, you have to find a good balance of different processes, and it depends on what you have access to. Meditation is, of course, great, but some people, I know a lot of people, I can't meditate. I can't get myself in that place. Okay, well, go for a hike. Or if you have a Vibro acoustic sound lounge, go lay on that. I love that thing. If you're able to go do you laughing at me like, yeah, nobody doesn't know what the fuck.
I'm like, what is that thing? I actually don't know what that thing is.
so a Vibro acoustic sound lounge is at one of my dear friends, Craig Goldberg, he created it. And it's this bed that has these magnets in it that have a create harmonic vibrations throughout the body. So you throw on some binaural beats. It's sort of like meditation on steroids. So you lay on this thing, and it just, in the vibration just encapsulates your whole body. And you have headphones on, or you can even do it, with just playing music. But when you're laying there, the music just takes you over, and you just take a nice deep breath, and it really helps to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. And the vibration, depending on,
does it activate healing properties of the body?
100%. And depending on which frequency,
I've heard magnets do that.
Yes, absolutely. Depending on what frequencies you're listening to, it can help with digestion. It can help with even secrete serotonin. It can help with anxiety, depression. I mean, you name it. Like sound and vibration healing, in my opinion, is going to be the future of holistic care. There are so many ways that, like, vibration is everything. Like, literally, if you have a magnet that has the same vibration of another magnet, I just saw this this ad on Instagram the other day, like these little things that hold like plants, right? That just hover, and they slowly spin, and they just sit there hovering, like levitating. it's like literally vibration is everything. And I think that we're going to start to really see a lot more of that.
Well, and that's one of the things that I actually saw that was really interesting, that you know, Rife, there are these things called Rife frequencies, and these Rife frequencies.
Rife, yes.
And like they know that cancer vibrates at 44 megahertz.
Mm-hmm.
They know that diabetes is 52 megahertz.
Right.
And every disease has a different, and you know, if you want something, like, it's really crazy, like you can go right on YouTube and put in Rife, R-I-F-E frequencies. And like, so like I started doing this a couple years ago. Like if I wound up with a sore throat, like I would be driving to work and I'd turn on the Rife frequencies. And what it is, it's these tones and vibrations that if you listen to them, it's like 10 minutes, you can listen to it.
Yeah.
And it kills the cells that are vibrating at the level that's causing the sore throat.
Yes, exactly.
Or the imbalance of wherever it is. And they have it for everything. Like you can actually spend 15 grand and get an actual Rife machine for your house. Yeah, but I got to tell you, the YouTube videos work pretty damn good, and they're free.
Right.
And you know, everyone always wonders, well, how Tony Robbins is in such great health, because he travels with a Rife machine everywhere he goes.
Absolutely.
And so it just kills the cells that are not vibrating at an optimal level, and each disease vibrates at a certain level, so it knows what to attack.
Mm-hmm.
And so like to your point, everything's vibration.
Right. Absolutely. So the Vibro Acoustic Sound Lounge actually operates very, very similar to that. And there are other biofeedback machines that also do that as well with that Rife type. There's three technologies. There's the Rife. There's oh man, the other two names aren't coming.
Is it the BioScan?
Well, a BioScan is a process.
Gotcha.
But there are three technologies that I personally know of, and of course they're talking about releasing like 60 or like a lot of new technologies that are based on all this kind of stuff, like anti-gravity, things like that. Mm-hmm. So these things have been known about for a long time, but they keep being suppressed. But now they're not being able to be suppressed anymore. It's becoming more and more well known, and more people are creating these structures or these tools in order to be able to to utilize these technologies. Because let's face it, everybody is like, we live in a society where like it is sick care primarily.
Yeah, it's not preventative care. Well, no. That's the whole process of Eastern philosophy, right? So disease is in 6 different stages, according to the Chopra Center that I've gone to in California. And Eastern philosophy addresses steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. And Western is, like you said, sick care. It's disease at stages 5 and 6. Yeah. And so we're not addressing here in the Western world. It's coming, and this is, you know, that we can realize that really we're doing all these things like wearing masks and everything else, which is fine if that's what you believe in. But I got to tell you, the number one thing is get your immune system in check.
Exactly.
Like, I'm really confused why that is just not being blasted everywhere.
Because that don't make money.
I know.
Exactly. But thank God people are really waking up to the awareness and understanding of that.
Right.
Absolutely insane. But yeah, so, you know, there's a lot of ascension symptoms going on right now. And these are the things that we have to do. Of course, nutrition, you know, like the more you know about what's going on in your body, the better you're able to take care of yourself. But you have to be proactive and take action. Sometimes in this society, you just need rest. I know for me, I'm a go. So sometimes, like, you know, don't like even fast for a couple days. Don't take any stimulants or caffeine or anything like that. Just let your body just mellow out for a little bit and let it just do its thing.
Because the body does naturally know how to do that.
Yeah. We add things to it and mess it all up. Right?
Such a true statement.
Stop adding the unnecessary. Get out of there.
Well, it's like I learned from, you know, I have this machine in my house that was built by a doctor to, you know, our bodies are made up of 26 of the elements of the periodic table, like hydrogen, oxygen, you know, copper, zinc, you know, there's 26 of them. And they've done this research that this machine I have in my house, that it deploys in the air around you these 26 elements in concentrate. And so whatever you're deficient in, what's that?
Like a nebulizer?
Yeah. You want to see it?
Yeah. Let's see it.
Let's see if I can push it. Like, can you, ooh! So that's the machine right over there.
Okay.
And so this doctor that actually did this technology, he built this for me, and he sells them. And in Europe, you get a much fancier version. They cost $500,000. I bought this one for $10,000.
Wow.
But you would not believe, after you sit in that chair for 20 minutes to half an hour, how your body goes back to homeostasis. So whatever you depleted yourself in that day, it fills your system back up. And a lot of people will say to me going, Jewel, how did you get to this place? Like, you went through this divorce and this, and you look like you're 10 years younger. I'm like, I swear, this machine, because I gave my body what it needs, as opposed to trying to like fix what's it's a different approach. It's a different, and like, he taught us this other thing. It was really interesting about and I just did this with my parents. You know, when you're older, you have problems with your legs and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. And they have proven, going back to your point, Nam, earlier, that everything is vibration.
Yes.
And inside of our bones in our legs are these things that look like almost like guitar strings. You know how you can pluck a guitar string and it vibrates and it just, you know, wiggles, right? Because it creates that vibration. Well, our legs have that inside. And so if you like walk really hard, like on like heel first on a wood floor, it sends the vibration up. They've learned in nursing homes, they have had a 67% decrease in use of canes and walkers because they're taking a rubber mallet and tapping the heels of these people in the nursing homes 30 times on each heel every day, because it's activating that vibration up their bones. Wow. And it's causing the self-healing process of their own body to activate.
That's incredible.
Incredible. 67% decline.
Wow. That's,
so of course, you know what? I was like, I always test everything out of myself first. And, after having 2 C-sections and 4 babies, I have, in the past, I've had hip issues and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it's completely helped me. And so what did I do this weekend? I went and bought a rubber mallet, and I said to my mom and dad, I'm like, hey, my dad just got off using a walker after having knee surgery. I'm like, we got to get this kicked into gear. Like, come on, let's get your bodies to heal. I don't care if you're in your 70s. If they see a 67% decline in the use of canes and walkers because you're activating your own system to heal, why would we not do these things, right?
Right.
Because we all feel better in life as a whole if you physically feel better.
Damn right.
Not scared whether you're going to get coronavirus or not.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
I'm right there with you. You know me. Oh, yeah. For those of you guys that just showed up, we're talking about vibrational tools and methods that we can use to process through this crazy dense energy. The one that I was talking about is the Vibro acoustic sound lounge. If you want to know more information, you can just private message me directly, and I'll connect you to get more information about that.
And I really think that, Nam, you and I have been, since February, giving all, connecting so that we can be a resource for people. Can you tell people how they can get a hold of you? I think that's important for people to know, because you know the human body better than most people that I know.
Why, thank you.
I need to actually just stay in my lane because I'm the money coach.
and I am the health and nutrition coach, and I can stay in my lane too. So you can go to my website, spiritualbodybuilder.com. My IG is spiritual_bodybuilder, or you can email me at nahum, Nahum, at spiritualbodybuilder.com. Too easy.
Awesome. Yeah. And everyone can look out for me, juliemurphy.com. If you go there on my website, I'm going to be giving away my book for free, Awaken Your Wealth, because we need some financial healing across this country and around the world. And so in the next couple weeks, if you go to my website, give me your email address, I will be able to get that to you. All you got to do is pay for your own shipping, because it is time for us all to financially thrive.
Can't beat that. Excellent book.
It's super, super important. Mm-hmm. And These are some little nuggets that Nam and I are going to start continuing to do on Monday nights.
Yep.
And love for everyone to join us again next Monday. Any
Yeah.
other little tidbits for everyone, Nam?
I think we are good. Thank you guys for tuning in and showing up, and keep up the good work one day at a time. And let's all work together. And like, share, subscribe, get the word out, get the message out there. If you resonate with this content, please, feel free to share it with your friends and family. Okay.
Yeah. Sounds great. Awesome.
Cool.
All right. Thank you, everybody. See you next
Love
Monday, 7 p.m. Central, 5 Pacific.
Guys.